All right, it is a Jly Gls Wrp-p, which starts with the confession that I didn't actually do a Jly Gls video to begin with. But really, I just kind of carried on, well, sort of carried on with a giant 2 week at least hole in there to try and do goals. I mean, I guess the goals kind of got a little bit more winnowed down because of events. This is the month of my back going out seriously. So as we go through this video, you'll see the shape of my week. I did do my usual thing, which is I read through my July entry, and then I made a bunch of little notes reminding myself of events that happened during the month, just to have actual information, semi-objective information, or just to remind myself. I often find I get to the end of the month and I don't remember, like, oh yeah, that happened this month. So this is, I do find actually just going over my journal for the month really useful, and possibly the only time I will ever look back at my journal. So it's good to have that information there. Let's go through goals. Number 1, time with Jly. That's weekend activity, chat at breakfast, supporting Jly with her work search. I have not done coming up with a kind of a hospital sheet of what to do for going to hospital. That is something that I should carry over into the next month. Include Jly into kind of updates about shame and my kind of slightly compulsive my compulsive thoughts on kind of sexuality and stuff like that. I have not really shared that with her. That's be a good thing to just talk to her about as it happens, because it really helps to decompress me that way. So I don't let it become something that controls me. It's something that I acknowledge, feel, let it kind of, it's, if you acknowledge it and let yourself feel it and express it to somebody else, it can kind of decouple from being something that's going to be, you're not going to be a little robot who just uses, it's not stimulus response, it is stimulus cognition and then measured thoughtful response, which often means not going into directions like such like cheating behavior, like cyber, which I've not been doing, but it's always there in the background. It's like, okay, I need to be less secretive about this stuff. I have a kind of an inbuilt kind of inward holding things close to my chest, which is okay in a general kind of thing of a general how I am. I'm an introvert, but there can be some sharing, especially with someone I'm so intimate with, just to not just get stuck in my own head and my own body that way. So as for time with Jly, I was off for 2 weeks at home with Jly. So we had lots and lots of time. Actual thing we actually got to do with each other is we went to Duck Anna event that she that I guess we got invited to, which is meeting at a park and just chatting, kind of a very light kind of socializing with people, chatting. I was like, oh, this is fun. It was exactly the kind of like perfect couples thing. There were friends there. It was just a lovely event. Just a lovely event. That was definitely a highlight of the month, and one that it's worth just kind of like acknowledge that. Number 2, oh god fucking damn it, is review and home themes. I did not do that. This month. I actually thought about doing that before I press record, is look at my themes. Okay, after I press stop on this video, I will go and look at the themes. Who knows, maybe I'll even open another video and just do a little, here I am reading the themes out to myself, reflecting on them video. Number 4 is early to bed, early to rise. I've gotten into a fairly good pattern of my bedtime stuff. though you know, with, yeah, yeah, oh, okay, I've skipped one, but I'll go back. This is number 4 of early to bed, early to rise with the nap daily. Definitely still doing my nap daily. My sleep was completely disrupted. Schedule was completely disrupted while I was off. Um, Going to bed very early, getting up very early, not getting great sleep, um, just being uncomfortable the whole time that I was even trying to sleep. For the hell week in there, the 1 week that was really hell, and then got better as it went along. And now I'm basically back to my old sleep schedule. So I haven't fucked it completely. I've been able to return to a good sleep schedule. Um, yeah, number 3 was walking daily with the dogs and Jackie. I've had two weeks off because of the back problems, and I've kind of been periodic since then. I was back at work by the 22nd. What was it? Well, I'll go into the details, but yeah. So we're hopefully going to go for a walk this morning with Jackie, maybe Nova as well. So that'll be good. Number 5 is mindful calorie intake. Again, probably messed up, very inactive while I was off, maybe more eating. So I think I probably gained a little bit. But yes, that'll be something to continue with. Phone and earbud hygiene. Um, Again, when I was just in agony in the bed, I broke my own rules and did take my earbuds to bed just because I knew I was going to be stuck awake in bed in pain. So I might as well listen to something or something like that while listen or look at something on my phone. But now that I've gotten back into relatively stable back health again, I've been able to just continue again with that. Number 8 is be flexible and accepting at work, adjust to new workers and new challenges. Beware of being a control freak. Bring fun and lightness to my aspect. It is definitely something I have to be mindful of. We have a new coworker on our shift who's going to be a regular, but we also have a lot of who is quite green, and I do need to remind myself to be relax and open. And the more I get to know the guy, the easier that becomes. Seems like a good guy, you know. Nothing shouldn't be any trouble there. So yes. Number 9, daily physio exercises and core strength exercises. This is the best place to talk about how I had like on it's July the 8th. I tweaked my back at work. That was after a weekend of doing some of lifting boxes and stuff like that. I was so tired from doing the physical activity that I didn't do my exercises, and I think that led to trouble. That led to me tweaking my back on Tuesday, and then over that first initial week, things got worse, so that I don't actually make it back to work until the 22nd. So I was off for a really good hunk, and I had a couple of week and a half at least in there that it was just like, it was agony. I could not sit down. I could when I lay down, I couldn't lay down comfortably. I was just in pain. I ended up walking around the house very slowly just to have something of motion, reading a book. I read an entire book, Full Moon Rising. Read the entire book standing upright, walking around very slowly. So the big lesson that I got from this was do your exercises, and when you do intense activity, make sure you at least do a gentle version of your exercises to try and get yourself back into alignment, or else you'll get in trouble. So yeah, it's like just the importance of always do your exercises. I always feel better after I do my exercises, and yeah. So that's the big lesson of this month. If there's anything else I take from this month, it's do your exercises. Even if you just do a light version of your exercises, get that done, or else you're in trouble. Number 10, let's pass from that to number 10, daily to-do check-in and completion in the afternoon. Still struggling with this. I think if I make a checklist the night before, but like when I'm reading in the when I'm reading, just before I read, actually, first thing I do is I should do a to-do list, then put the phone into the office as part of my hygiene and go and read for with my snack. It's like get that to-do list made. I made a to-do list last night. One of the things on the list, do this wrap-up video. It is a useful tool. But yeah, try and keep that up. It is useful, but it does take effort. Try and find a place in my day where I can consistently incorporate it as a habit. Is, I think, my big thing. If I can do that, even if I don't get everything done on a to-do list, if I get a good number of the things done, or if I come to a part of the day and go, oh, what could I be doing right now? I can open the to-do list and look at it and get some things done in it. That would be useful. And you know what? There's some days I'll make a beautiful to-do list and it'll be a to-do list for the next day, which is also fine. Number 11 is my public channel, which I have left completely. It was completely barren. I mean, yeah, I tweaked my back on the 8th. I had no stray energy left. I did a lot of writing, which I'll get to, but the public channel, I think I did actually do a review of something. I think I may have reviewed Bull Moon Rising, but I didn't feel like that was like, it's a spicy romance. I didn't need to post that on my channel. I should actually take a look. I should actually look at a couple of the books that I have read just recently and see if I can't just try doing a review. It could be just super casual, and if there's anything there, it can get published on the public channel. If not, doesn't need to. Yeah. And then, I've got good advice for myself of keep in mind getting a flow going, not perfect, also not too stupidly long. Feel free to do a couple of takes and then publish it if I feel the urge. And yeah, I've got a big block letters. Did none of this during the month and haven't been back on the channel for a bit, but is positive, focusing on writing. My reading goal project, my goals with like my 1901 project being the one. Finished reading Adventures of Niles. That's one I could actually try and do a short little pithy review on. I read out Time of the Gods and Pagana in there, both Lord Dunsany ones, which I went from one Lord Dunsany to another Lord Dunsany because I enjoyed it so much. Strangely modern book. I don't know how to explain that, but because I was like, I'm kind of grudgingly going back to Kipling, and I find Kipling not very modern in comparison, which is like kind of interesting. I've got like, do I want to do that book on Korea? But the book on Korea is basically a British woman's viewpoint about Korea at this time period. And I did kind of one of those already. And I'm kind of hesitant to do another, funnily enough, another female traveler doing a book on an area, a area of culture that's not her own. So it's like, is that a bit of a waste of time? Like a little going too niche into something, whereas, I don't know. I'll think about that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my 1901 project. It's a giant project of looking at all the works written between 1890, not all the works, but a selection of all the works written from 1890 to 1910, of which Kipling is, he's the Nobel Prize winner. Regardless of how I feel about him, he is, yeah. So that is a good thing. And I've also gotten into just my reading in general. I've seemed to have kind of picked up a good pace for myself of getting a good hunk of reading done each day. I'm rapidly about to finish Tipping the Velvet, which is great because I kind of put it down to do a library book, and then, well, when I tweaked my back, I just went, okay, I'm not reading Tipping the Velvet. I just don't have the spoons at the moment for something that. So I did Bull Moon Rising, which was the perfect kind of light read to have when your back is in pain and you're just walking around the house very slow. It was the perfect book for that. Anything else I can say about Ruby Dixon, the pseudonymous spicy romance writer? It's that was really good. That was really good for me. But yeah, I've gotten into a good, like, being able to get at least 50 pages done a day, which for me is light speed. And it feels good to do that. I enjoy reading, so I need to make sure that that's something that I do. Number 13, writing project. I've been continuing doing kind of daily writing or editing, continuing to read LA and commenting and building up a presence as JJ on there. It's not really a site where you're going to make, at least maybe as more openly as myself. This is part of my shame project of, I started off there as not myself, as a different gender, and yeah, it was very easy to make friends when you can make a fantasy version of yourself. But I'm now trying to be more authentically. Yeah, I'm a middle-aged dude with this kind of inclinations and stuff like that. And yeah, not surprisingly, not as many people are rushing around to say hi to me. So I don't know. I really like the being able to publish writing there, and expression there. It's really good that way for me. Maybe I should look at other sites for more of a sense of community. I'll have to think about that, because I want community. I do not want situations like sex chat rooms where I don't want to get into that behavior. That's cheating behavior. So I want community. I want some kind of fellowship. I want an opportunity to kind of be this more open self, in that kind of a with others. Yeah, with community. So I'll have to think about that. And how that's going to work. I have published a couple of stories. I got Billy 2 done, and I did another one, which was probably a bit more of a rush job, and I didn't get much particularly feedback on that, which probably points out that it wasn't as good. But I have been working on another series, the Melody Stories, which I think is going to be, it's multi-story. I've got multiple stories written that I'm just sort of I'm writing the next one, and I'll kind of writing them all together, so then I'll then get the whole shape of it, so I can go back and alter things in earlier stories if things once I've written to the end, and then I can publish it in parts, not as one gigantic. I hate gigantic stories on LE. It's just like, bleh, it's no fun. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the writing was actually one thing that I was actually able to keep up this month. Yeah, that's what I was able to do. Yeah. Number 14 is doing my daily journal keeping with an entry in the morning, which is good. I actually kind of stumbled on the thing of because I've had this I should be doing kind of my diary of sex fiend, which is more my sexual kind of thoughts, whether that's writing about having urges, or more compulsive, or just okay, where does this come from, all that sort of stuff. Saying okay, maybe once a week I should just give myself permission to do that in my regular journal, because I don't have the time to have yet another journal going for yet another half an hour of my day. Just not realistic. So maybe just putting that in the daily journal, because sometimes the daily journal is just this happened today, this happened today, this happened today. If I get days like that, it's okay, great, this is day. Give myself permission to kind of explore that part of myself in there, and do that. I have been continuing to kind of do more of a detailed list in my journal of what my day is like, just to try and give myself an overall shape of a day, which I think has been useful. Just a visual representation of like, oh, reading, or did a write, little bit of write, kind of like that kind of thing is seems to be good. Number 15 has been reading on the weekend, making a space 2 hours each day. As I said, I had 2 weeks where basically all I could do is walk around, pace slowly around, and I got a whole ton of reading done, but I've also kind of made a space for more daily reading in general, which I really enjoyed. But yes, having space on the weekend to read is also something I should really do. Number 16 is signing every day with Lingvana. That continues. Outside garden tasks. Well, I got past the back incident. I had about a week of just kind of doing the bare minimum, which was going to work, and then on the weekend I was able to mow the lawn, get back into doing a little bit. Not doing as much of the way of weeding at the moment, but that will be the next kind of level up. Just being careful and gentle with myself. Number 18, vocal improvements. No ums videos this month. That was something to use for doing book review preps and stuff like that. And yes, I should try and take that as an opportunity to let's do some review book, then review the review of my book, and then do a video about how that worked and try and be thoughtful about it, and also just use it as a preparation tool for, okay, this is how I can make things better as a part of the thing. But I didn't do any of that this month. I don't know if I did an anxiety video for July. It was a whole anxious thing in general. I did do my vocal exercises daily once I was back up and able to. Actually, that's the physio exercises and the vocal exercises, and been able to stand in front of a camera. So I think I may not have even had too much of an interruption that way. It was more the Stephanie exercises had to just go by the wayside until I had smaller, much more humble Stephanie exercises. I still haven't looked for any kind of change-ups in my vocal exercises. Just not had the spoons. Maybe that's something I'll do this month. Maybe not. I will consider that for a goal in this month. 2025 themes review. I'm gonna go and look at the themes after this, and we'll try and get back on track. It's good to have an overall kind of goal thing. Number 20 is house tidy or clean. Where actually in my office. Oh my God, watch this. This used to be completely jam-packed of crap, and now isn't. And I can walk all the way around. We got rid of a keyboard, and once we have the spoons, I will get the standing desk and put it in here. It's probably not going to be, I'd be surprised if it's in August, but we'll see how it goes. Because, so the house tidy, that actually is a surprisingly good development, and I've actually managed to keep it fairly clear since then. Well, there's a fan there, but that fan moves back and forth from there to the hallway at night, so that's fine. Number 21, Diary of a Sex Fiend. I think I mentioned that I think I will fold that into my daily journal for like once a week. But definitely, being mindful around temptations and my cycling libido with cybering, definitely writing about it has helped. So it's one of those okay, if that comes up, write about it. And the other step is to try and be more open with Jly about it. Just as okay, I'm feeling this way at the moment, but I thought I'd let you know as just a way of decompressing myself. And number 22, let's go back. As always, go back to Jly, supporting and checking with Jly and continuing challenges, working with her and on anxiety and counseling, helping her to transition another job, making home a good place to work and live, and creating art, making lunches on time, helping Jly get her office cleared and art space set up is important to her. She has actually got an art space set up, and she has been doing art, which has been a really good thing. And unfortunately, she's had health challenges with her hand, which has really stymied that. And unfortunately, they delayed when she could get the shot for the particular thing that was going to help her with her hand. But that will happen, and hopefully I will could be able to help her. But that's more her goals. But yes, so yeah, that is July, which was a shit show, but maybe wasn't as much of a. I'm always surprised when I actually review the month and go, okay, there were challenges. Didn't go all perfectly, but I did actually get stuff done during the month. I was also off for a couple of weeks in the middle of there, but off work for a couple of weeks in the middle of there, but I continued to do the work. All right, I'm going to leave it there. That is my July goals wrap up without actually having had goals. And yes, tomorrow, August goals. Ooh.